What up guys, and welcome back to XO Medical Spa. I hope you guys liked the previous episode where we talked about the state of the practice. So if you didn't, check the card in the description about the cool things we're doing here in practice and specifically what we're doing here on the YouTube channel. So I'm getting assistance from a third party to help me create these and then also edit them as well. So leave a comment below in regards to how you guys are liking this, and for leaving a comment, here's a picture of fillers for you. So in previous episodes and many other episodes, we've talked about different types of products. We talked about brands, Restylane, Juvederm, Radius, Versa. We've also talked about choosing the right product within that brand line to put into a specific region: temples, nose, cheeks, lips, jawline, and even body. But within a certain brand or even a certain product, there's certain things that I look for that create a good product in regards to me choosing the right product to put into the right place. So when we come back, let's talk about what are those key things that I look for when it comes to fillers. When you go to a provider or a facility, they may recommend a Juvederm, they may recommend a Restylane, but you don't necessarily know what you're getting. When I speak to a client, I ask you, hey, what do you have done in the past? Because I want to make sure the products that I plan to put in you play well with the products you have in your face or your body right now. So a lot of times what people will tell me is, oh, I got Juvederm. I'll ask, which Juvederm? They're like, I have no idea. I didn't know there was different Juvederms. But we've talked about it. We've talked about Volbella, Velour, Voluma. There's a new one coming out, Volux. Now there's Restylane. Restylane has a whole plethora of line as well. So I want to make sure whatever you have in your body or your face is going to play nice with the products I put in you right now. Now the other part of that is, it's just to get an understanding. But now when I've decided to use what filler, I'm choosing 3 different key factors. Now when I'm choosing a filler, I'm looking at 3 things. I'm looking at elasticity, cohesivity, and then also how soft the product is. So what do I mean by that? First one is cohesivity, meaning how much does the product stick together? Now, before I talk about other things, one of the analogies I like to use is think of a gummy bear. A gummy bear, you can squeeze it. A gummy bear, you can pull it. And gummy bears are either very soft or very hard. Now that you have that thought process in your head, let's think about these 3 things. Cohesivity means how much do the particles stick together? Are they all separated out? Are they so stuck together that I can't pull them apart? That's what I'm thinking of when I think of cohesivity. Now I'll relate this to different places that I put the product. But if I take a gel, I take a filler, yes, I want it to gel together and clump together, but at the same time, I don't want them so clumped that they're ultra hard. Or I want enough melding, cohesivity together, where yes, it's stuck together, that it doesn't spread too far apart. So if I place it into a certain part, I don't want that filler just to start migrating and moving everywhere. So that's what it means by cohesivity, is how stuck are the particles together and at what amount. Too much, too little, it plays a role. The next important one is elasticity. Let's think about the gummy bear again. Elasticity is how much can I compress it? How much can I pull it apart and it go back to its original form? So a gummy bear, I can squeeze it pretty well, and as soon as I let go, the gummy bear will bounce right back into its original shape. If I pull it, this is a different matter. Yes, I can pull the gummy bear, pull the gummy bear, pull the gummy bear to a certain extent, but eventually it will rip and tear apart. There will be an extent to that elasticity and then it'll rebound back. So compression and also pulling apart all plays a role in elasticity. Let's relate this back to fillers. I want a filler that is firm enough where I compress it, it will bounce back into its original shape. I also want a filler that's elastic enough where if I smile big, animate, open my mouth, I want the product to be able to pull apart, but still contract back together. I don't want to break that filler, and that's what elasticity is. Now lastly, let's talk about softness. I don't have a cool word for this, I just use the word softness. I have very, very hard fillers. I have very, very soft fillers. And then you have the whole in-between part of that. Now, depending on where you place it, temples, bony cheeks, nose, lips, jawline will determine the softness of the product. Now, if you've ever come to me in practice, I have asked you, commonplace is lips. I'll ask you, what do you have put in there? A couple weeks ago, I had a client come in and said I had Juvederm Voluma put in there. And I'll never say a provider is right or wrong, but I can make my recommendation for it. Voluma is not meant for the lips. It is too hard of a product to put for your lips. Your lips, they're soft, they're supple. When you kiss someone, you want someone with very, very soft lips. Voluma is meant for something very hard. Temples, cheeks, jawline, all bony areas and all big areas where you want to put a big product into there and very, very hard. So if I put a very hard and big product into here, like Voluma, it's not going to feel natural. You are going to have a higher chance for lumps and bumps. That's what I mean by softness, is you want a product hard for the right purpose. You want a product soft for the right purpose as well. Now let's combine all these three things together: cohesivity, elasticity, and then how soft the product is. Let's work our top down. If we think about the temples, if we hollow in the temples, this is a bony area and one that takes a lot of product. So I want something that's hard, something that will push against all that skin, all that muscle, and all that fat in this area. I want a big product that will help elevate skin. The other part is I want something that's cohesive. If I have something soft that just spreads apart, if I place it here, the concern is what if all that filler just spreads? So I want something tight, compact, and will push all that skin up. And that's the last part when we talk about softness. In this case, I want something very, very hard. Same with the cheeks. I will likely use the same thing. But right next door, under eyes, it's very thin. It's some of the thinnest skin we have on our body. It moves, it blinks, it animates. We rub the eyes, we go to a hike, we drink alcohol, we have a late night sleep. We have a flight out to a very humid environment or dry environment. All these factors play a role in having dehydrated eyes or swollen, puffy eyes. So in this case, this is soft. I want to use probably the softest product possible. Cohesivity. Do I want something that will clump together and cause a hard ball here? Probably not. Do I want something overly soft where potentially it can migrate because based on the animation? Probably not. So I'm going to use medium softness, medium cohesivity, and likely elasticity. Yeah, I want something elastic that will move with that area. If we move down even further, smile lines. These are the common areas that we always discuss. In this case, elasticity, I want something to stretch and move. Look when I smile. I want it to curl with me. If I have something too hard, it's not going to move with me and you're just going to have this lump moving. You'll see it on some certain people where they use a very, very hard product in this area. When they smile, you'll see this worm running right through here, or this hard for them to smile. They have a very firm and tight smile. Cohesivity. I want something that will stay in this place. Too fluid, it may migrate and move out of that area. Something that's too clumped together, that plays a role in how hard the product is. So I don't want something too hard in that area. And lastly, if we talk about the lips, usually I want something very, very soft. I want something elastic because I want it to move, animate, and smile. This is probably our most animated area when it comes to our face. And lastly, cohesive. I want something to stay in place. I don't want something that's lacking that cohesiveness because I don't want it to spread as well. And then I want something soft, potentially. But if I'm a younger person and I want to get big, big, big lips, potentially I might compromise and use something a little bit firmer, something a little bit bigger, but not something over the top where I'm using like something for the temples and jaws. So something in the middle. I hope you guys enjoyed that recap of some of the key criteria where I talk about when it comes to fillers. How something is stuck together, cohesiveness, elasticity, how much I can compress it, how much I can pull the product apart without breaking the original mold of it, and then lastly, the softness or the hardness of it as well. So granted, we can choose brands, granted a provider may suggest something, but have that conversation with your provider. Why are you choosing this Juvederm Voluma versus this Juvederm Velour? Why are you picking this Restylane Lift versus Restylane Refine or Define? You trust us, but if you ask these key questions, and then you'll get a better understanding of it. So when you move or you find another provider, you can be more educated and engaged in choosing the right product for yourself. So I hope you guys like this. And again, make sure you subscribe, share this content with people you may find this helpful with as well, because we love sharing these educational pieces give it a thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm. And if you also hit that notification icon, you always get an update in regards to when we release these videos. And usually it's around Friday or Saturday. And again, please leave a comment below. We're using this new third party to edit these videos. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. And I hope you enjoy this another episode of XL Medical Spa. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.